Alright, so what's going on, everyone? We want to welcome you to the channel. This is going to be our first upload. We're going to be uploading weekly, giving you guys content on all the sports news that's going around in the NBA, college football, the NFL.
All sports.
Yeah.
We just want to welcome you guys to the Mikey D Show with your co-host Mikey D and Mikey D.
How you doing? So, start off, it's currently Sunday, September 3rd, and last night there was a good game between Alabama and Florida State.
Biggest game opener ever.
It was quite an interesting game to start till about the third quarter. Both defenses played pretty well. The the big question mark for Florida State now is going to be how well they respond now that Francois appears to have a pretty rough knee injury. They're not too sure how long he's going to be out, what the extent of it is at the moment, but he's a big loss for them considering their starting quarterback now is probably going to be out at least, I'd say, 4 weeks. And both defenses were
pretty good.
I mean,
looking stellar.
The Alabama defense was great as always, and the Florida State defense was quite surprising in my opinion. I mean, I didn't think their defense would be able to contain Alabama as well as they did, and when they were in the third quarter, Florida State had about, I think, like 5 straight possessions where they would turn the ball over in their own territory, and the defense only surrendered 10 points through those 5 possessions, which is pretty impressive. And another big thing that has happened recently is the Isaiah Thomas, Kyrie Irving trade. I mean, you all definitely know about it by now.
Yeah. If you don't, get with it. Like, I don't know what to say. Kyrie Irving to the Celtics. Now the Celtics have Gordon Hayward, Kyrie Irving. What else they have?
They just drafted Jason Tatum.
Jason Tatum.
Jason Tatum's going to be
big addition. Duke University.
He's going to be one of their best players, in my opinion. I think he's going to honestly probably be their number 2 scorer over Gordon Hayward this year. I have very high expectations for him. And the only question mark for that team, I'd say, is Al Horford. I mean, he's a good perimeter player, but inside, I just don't know if he has the strength to be a center. I feel like he's more of a power forward. So I feel like at times they might get bullied by bigger teams. But they're definitely going to be contended in the East. I still give the Cavs a slight edge over them because the addition of Isaiah Thomas and Jay Crowder is very big, but I think the Jay Crowder addition is honestly...
They have too many people now. They have so many options.
He's going to be coming off the bench. He's going to be a great defensive player, which when they were playing Golden State, they never really had someone else to play defense.
I don't want to talk about that. Like, he goes from a starter on one team, now he's coming off the bench. That just made the Cavs a whole nother type of super team.
That is a pretty good point you got there, Mikey D. But, yeah, and I mean, Isaiah Thomas, there's question marks about his hip, about how well he's going to be playing. But I personally think he's going to be fine. I mean, he may miss a little bit of the opener of the season, but I honestly think he's going to grind through it. His hip's going to be fine for when the Cavs need him in the playoffs. And
as everyone's seen, his height is not an issue.
I mean, man scored 29 points last year and finished 5th in MVP voting. So, I mean, It's not much of a drop-off from Kyrie. I mean, yeah, sure, Kyrie Irving's handles are, in my opinion, best in the league. But,
ankle bully.
That is true. He's got a lot to prove, though, because he went out saying he wants to be the man. So he's going to have to lead Boston, and, I mean, he's playing LeBron James opening night.
Yeah, that's a big game we have to watch.
October 17th, I'm pretty sure, is tip-off for that game. I mean, if you're not watching that, I don't know what you're doing as a sports fan. I mean, I don't know how it's going to be between Kyrie and LeBron, but, I mean, I think LeBron's going to be coming out with a certain edge in that game.
Well, who unfollowed who? Was it Kyrie who unfollowed LeBron on Instagram, or LeBron unfollowed Kyrie?
Kyrie did unfollow LeBron on Instagram, which made it seem like he really wanted out, and I mean, I guess he really did.
On bad terms.
the big thing for Cleveland in that trade though was picking up that Brooklyn pick this year because I mean Brooklyn, even though they did acquire D'Angelo Russell, they're still a pretty god awful team.
So bad. I went to watch them this year against the Rockets. They got blown out. It was just terrible.
I mean, we're both from New York, and we know they're.
You don't want to be a fan of Brooklyn. Choose any other team.
Like, the Brooklyn Nets make the New York Knicks seem good, and I mean, if you've watched the Knicks play, they're awful too. So, basketball, we don't have much going for us here, but
yeah.
Hey, at least we got football, right? I mean, well, if you're a Giants fan, we have football. Yeah. But that'll bring us to the Giants. They have a big game this Sunday night against the Dallas Cowboys. Everyone knows Ezekiel Elliott suspended for 6 games pending his appeal. I mean, the 6 games I feel might be a little harsh. I mean, because there's a conflict between whether or not her story is true. But, I mean, he does have a repeated history of having problems with like women. Like he had a problem at Ohio State where he almost got suspended. I mean, you were probably upset about that being an Ohio State fan.
Yeah, I'm the biggest Ohio State fan. I'm from New York. I don't know how that happened, but it happened.
I mean, probably a little scared during that Indiana game, but
yeah.
But back to the Giants. I mean, Odell Beckham. I'm a Giants fan. I'm praying that he's ready for Week 1 because Dallas's defense. There's a lot of question marks for them, but their offense, Dak Prescott. I mean, he was one of my favorite players in college. It's a shame he had to go to the Cowboys, but. So now I kind of have to not like him, but I mean, I hope he does well, but I hope the Giants still come out on top. I mean, personally, I think the Giants are going to win because of their defense. Their defense was one of the best last year. It's going to be hopefully one of the best this year. Eli Manning hopefully has one of his random God tier seasons where he decides to be like his brother Peyton and not like, I don't even know, some scrub that should be on the bench, but... We'll see how that works. I mean, there's an elite receiving core with that team. There's
Yeah, I'm going to have to choose the Giants also. I feel like losing Ezekiel Elliott, it's a big step backwards. It's not going to do him well.
Yeah, it's going to definitely be a very close game, though. And, I mean, it could go either way. But the Giants, I think, will edge them by a field goal, touchdown. It's definitely going to be a one-score game, though, in my opinion. So it's definitely going to be a must-watch game for everyone. Then that's going to bring us to opening night for the NFL season. On this upcoming Thursday, we have Kansas City playing New England. Now, I mean, it's opening night, so everyone should be watching. I mean, football's finally back in the NFL season. The Chiefs...
Tom Brady's defending his title.
Chiefs, yep, they got their work cut out. I mean, Tom Brady, man's 40 years old, and he's still playing like he's 27. And
he says he could go a few more years.
I mean... The man might play till he's 45, 46. I mean, at this rate, I mean, I feel bad for Jimmy Garoppolo at this point. The guy, he's honestly a very good quarterback, but Patriots don't want to give him up. And Tom Brady doesn't seem like he's stopping anytime soon. So, I mean, the man could be 30 and still sitting on the bench. Like, he's such a great talent, and it's a shame that he's being wasted on their bench. Personally, I think they have to trade him. I mean... Because he's got to leave in the free agency unless they franchise tag him. And I mean, then he's going to be making more than Tom Brady. So, like...
Tom Brady's not leaving anytime. They got to get rid of that guy.
Yeah, and I mean, Kansas City, while, I mean, they are a good football team, don't get me wrong. But, I mean, New England, I mean, just the coaching, the development that they have for their players. I mean, they're able to trade away top talent players every year. Like, they traded away Chandler Jones last year, I believe. No, 2 years ago. And then they traded away... Jamie Collins to the Browns. I mean, God help that guy when he got traded. Worst team in the league, Cleveland, by far. I mean, if you watch them play, it's like, oh, actually, the Jets might be worse. I mean,
New York.
I mean, it's got its perks, but the Jets definitely not one of them.
The Patriots, they lost Edelman, right?
Yeah, Edelman.
ACL.
Yeah, that torn ACL for them. It will have a big impact, in my opinion, down the stretch because I mean he was one of Brady's most reliable receivers.
He went off in the Super Bowl last year. I mean, basically brought him back.
I mean, everyone remembers his catch that he made when he caught the ball and then dropped the ball and then caught it about like 2 centimeters from the ground. Like, I mean, the odds of that catch ever happening again, I mean, we probably won't see it, especially on that stage. That comeback was just something
that big
unreal.
of a game.
I mean,
that was incredible.
will honestly probably never see something like that again for the next 20 years. Like, a 28-3 lead blown. I mean, that team, they have a lot of good players returning. I mean, Rob Gronkowski, everyone's forgotten about that guy.
He's back. And he's just better than ever, probably. I gotta say, he's huge.
He's a force to be reckoned with in this league. I mean, definitely, in my opinion, the best receiving tight end in the league. He's also not a bad blocker. I mean, there's just so much with this New England team. I mean, they honestly can go to the Super Bowl as long as they have Tom Brady. I mean, Bill Belichick, that dynasty that they have, it's unmatched in my opinion. And
I'll put them back in this year.
You think they're gonna go again?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say they'll win unless they're playing the Giants, because, I mean, Tom Brady's got a cursing and stealing Manning. Don't know what it is, but it just does not go his way when he plays.
They're too good not to go back, but the Giants, they are a big question this year.
I mean,
if they will be good or not.
Yeah, the Giants, they've, sorry, that's, Mikey D's phone over here. But, yeah, they have a lot of questions to answer on the offensive end. I mean, Eric Flowers, left tackle, was honestly, like, he was non-existent last year. I mean, they spent the first-round pick on him, I believe, in 2014, the 9th overall pick that year. So, I mean, there's big expectations for someone when you take them 9th overall. I believe he was taken 9th. I could be wrong about that, but still, first-round pick. You got to be coming in, you got to be producing, and that guy hasn't done it yet. But hopefully this year he straightens things out. I mean, question mark at the running back position also. Paul Perkins looked promising last year. The running back they took out of Clemson, I cannot remember his name right now, and it's really going to bother me, but he apparently is supposed to be very good for them. He's supposed to be a very good receiving back, so he also has high expectations. And the running back Darkwa they also took, he's more of a power back, and I think he'll be getting looks short yardage, goal line situations. I think he'll be their bruiser down in the trenches, and hopefully they'll be able to produce this year. And yeah, aren't you a Chicago Bears fan?
Yeah, my mom's from Chicago, so I kind of naturally like all Chicago teams. It's I don't want to talk about it.
The Bears are quite an interesting.
Bears, Bulls, they just lost about everybody. Dwayne Wade's leaving. That's something to talk about. Where do you guys think Dwayne Wade is gonna go?
I mean,
Cleveland probably, right?
He's going to Cleveland, and I also heard that there's a rumor that he might be going to I think it was Houston also. I mean, Houston as a 6th man is what they were going to use him as.
Houston, they also Melo wants to go there, so they'll have CP3, James Harden, and Melo. And if D Wade goes, that's another super team.
That would. I mean, that team, but there's.
I gotta shut this.
The big question mark with that team is going to be how well they gel together. Because I mean, Chris Paul is very ball dominant point guard. James Harden very ball dominant.
He likes to be the point guard. James Harden.
Yeah,
he wants to be.
He's listed as a shooting guard, but he plays point guard. I mean, the man, he basically goes out every night and he does what he does. I mean, Houston honestly built the right team around him, in my opinion. I mean, they surrounded him with shooters, which was what he needed. Cause
yeah, their team last year, they hold the record for most 3-pointers in a game.
Like excuse me. According to that, I mean, they're better shooting than Golden State at times. Like, they're a very streaky shooting team. So I mean, if you get caught on the wrong end with that team, you could be blown out by like 25 points. And even if you're the Golden State Warriors, like, well, I don't think I'll go that far. I mean, Kevin Durant, he's a snake, but he's the second best player in the league. Still give it to LeBron James.
All right, you want to head over to college football?
Yeah, we'll start talking about some college games.
College game day, heading over to Columbus, Ohio for the Oklahoma-Ohio State game.
I mean, I know you're not going to like this, but I think Oklahoma might edge them out. I mean, Ohio State looked very shaky in their first game. I mean, Indiana, like...
Urban Meyer doesn't upset. He came back. He won that game.
But
also gave him a nice pep talk in the locker room for halftime.
Still, I mean, Indiana is... I mean, no offense to anyone that goes to Indiana, but, I mean, they're not the best football team. I mean, like, competing with a team that's supposedly be ranked... What, they're ranked number 2?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, number 2, I mean, I didn't think Indiana would be able to compete with them. But I mean, the first half they showed that they were able to, but the second half it was a little bit of a lost cause.
One-sided.
But I mean, who's the quarterback?
JT Barrett.
I mean, I got questions for that guy.
He's breaking records left and right. What questions you got?
I mean, he's very injury prone. I mean, and while he is doing well, I mean, I don't know if his durability is going to be able to hold up.
Nah, he can do it. I believe in him. I believe in the hype.
I'm not buying it. I mean, I'm saying Ohio State, they're gonna lose. They're definitely gonna lose to Oklahoma. It's a bold prediction, but it's happening. I know you don't agree.
I'd have to go otherwise. I think Ohio State, maybe it's gonna be a close game. I'll tell you that, but Ohio State's gonna make it out of it alive.
I mean, Oklahoma quarterback Baker Mayfield. Right? You know, Baker Mayfield. He's a top talent quarterback in all college football. I mean, the guy's just unbelievable. I think he's gonna take Oklahoma to the playoffs, the college football playoffs this year, and I personally think that they could win it. I mean, their defense. I mean, it's good, but there's some questions to be answered with it. But I think they're gonna take the win this year.
National championship?
I think they could do it.
I'm not even putting them in my playoffs as of now.
Well, we'll see after this weekend. Another big game this week is USC versus Stanford. Now, USC coming in ranked 4th. I mean, they
against a number 14.
No, USC is ranked 4th. Come on, buddy.
Against a number 14.
Oh, a number 14. I thought you said 4. I was like,
no.
What are you doing?
No, all right. So we got a number 4 team against a number 14 team. USC against Stanford.
I mean, Sam Darnold, USC quarterback. I mean, he's one of the top Heisman. He was one of the top Heisman candidates coming into this year. I mean, he had a very shaky first game. Didn't even throw for a touchdown. I think he threw for under 300 yards, and they weren't even playing that good of a team. I can't remember exactly who it was. Who was it actually? Let me check this. It was. Of course, now it's refreshing. But they definitely did not play a top talent team. Like, I know the team was not ranked, and they just did not play to, I think, USC standards. They played Western Michigan. I mean, really, Western Michigan? No offense.
Not a big household name.
Like, Sam Darnold, 2 interceptions and threw for 289. I mean, if you're coming in ranked as one of the top Heisman candidates, you got to be putting in outstanding performances. I mean, speaking of Heisman candidates, Lamar Jackson. I mean, the guy, did he have a good game? Yeah, but they had a close game against the team like Western Michigan. I mean, yeah, Purdue. It's a more known team, but still, he had a good game. He threw for three almost 380 yards and ran for another 100, but
doing Lamar Jackson things.
But I mean, you can't be having that close of a game against Purdue. I mean, I understand he is a very, very good quarterback in college football, but I don't know if he'll translate to the NFL.
He reminds me of Tebow back in college.
Yeah, except he's like a different type of player than Tebow. I mean, Tebow, while he was decent passing the football, I mean, Lamar Jackson, I'd say he's a better passer than Tim Tebow.
Tim Tebow was more of a wildcat kind of guy.
I mean, he's definitely more explosive than Tim Tebow. I mean, he's got some wheels. But I mean, I don't think he's gonna win the Heisman this year. I mean, honestly, Baker Mayfield, if he takes his team to where I think they're gonna go, I think he will win it. But in my opinion, his top competitor for the Heisman this year is gonna be Saquon Barkley from Penn State. That man.
Saquon Barkley.
That man is on another level. If you watched him in the bowl game when they played against USC last year, the one run that he had where I think he made, at least 4 people miss on juke moves. It was like an 80-yard run, and it was just like, you just saw it happening. You're like, did he actually just do that? I mean, and he had a great season opener for them. I think Penn State won like 52-0 or something.
Our friend was there.
Yeah, one of our best friends, Ryan McMahon. Shout out to you, buddy.
He goes to Penn State. He was at the game.
Yeah, he was crowd surfing there. I mean, not recommended for anyone at home. Do not go crowd surfing. I mean, was not his best move.
Yeah,
But
he wanted to do it.
But I mean, hey, Penn State. That's another top football team. I mean, sorry, I think they're better than your Buckeyes too. I mean, being honest, I don't think the Buckeyes are going to the playoffs this year.
I think he just has a problem with the Buckeyes.
I don't.
He's got something to say to Urban Meyer.
I do have something to say to him. He's about to catch a fat L. All right, well, that's gonna be it for the Mikey D show today, and I hope you guys have a great week, and we'll be back, and
Well, our next big 3 games of the week next week.
the next big 3, I almost forgot. All right, well, must-watch games, I'd say.
Giants, you gotta watch them.
The Giant Cowboy game, definite watch.
Gotta watch Ohio State, Oklahoma.
Yeah, and I'd give it to USC versus Stanford. I mean, Stanford, they don't have any real, like, top talents. Like, I wouldn't give them a top 10 player in college football, but, I mean, they're a good football team. So, I mean, if USC plays like how they played against Western Michigan, that could be an upset for you guys to watch. So, I hope you guys have a great week. This is Mikey D.
This is also Mikey D. We'll be back next week. Peace.
That's a good one.